All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are back with the Sales Samurai, LBB. Yeah, you know me. That's your theme song.
That's my name, theme song. Yes.
Episode 3. We are here, getting bitten by mosquitoes in quarantine all day. Is this day 8?
Fighting geckos.
Is this day 8? Don't mind us. We smell fine.
Yeah. Like Irish Spring.
Everything is great. This is fine.
Yeah.
Your first deal. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, so I take on the opportunity of becoming an account exec. I've proven to my CEO that I can do this and said, give me the opportunity. The first deal I actually closed was with Lego. So I started out chasing 7-figure deals. Like I never started like 4 or 5-figure deals. Like 6 and 7-figure deals is what I do best.
How'd you know that?
Well, now I would like to do 8-figure deals best. But how I know it is I am great at the details. I'm great at creating a really great experience across the board, providing as much value as possible. And so it's almost like, are you a really good sprinter? Are you a good marathoner in sales? And so if you're a good sprinter, you should do that like cold calling, let's sell small products kind of thing. And if you're a good sprinter, you know how to ace every word that you say in the first call and the second call kind of thing to get to close. I am not like that. I can ace the long-term process and I can marathon it out to where no other salesperson still has energy to do it. But I'm not acing the first call. So the first call with Lego, they were in London, and I did not ace that first call because I slept through it. I got the time zones wrong and slept through the first call I had with them.
Nice.
And so again, you have to be a marathon runner because now I'm going from, and they obviously didn't know I slept through it. They knew I messed up time zones. But now you're going from, wow, I'm really at the bottom right now. Like I ruined that call.
Now, can you be honest with your listeners, the 6 people who are going to watch this? Did you actually sleep in, or was it like a party night and you just like totally beefed?
No, I actually slept in. I had just like this insane travel schedule because it wasn't the first call I ever did. It was the first call with the first deal that eventually signed.
Yep.
And so I had like just a really busy travel schedule that week. I signed up for a rather early call knowing he was in London. I wanted to be courteous. So you were just
changing things. Changing time zones. It's happened to me numerous times.
Yeah, it's almost like when you're too nervous for something, you forget to set the alarm clock. I've done that before. It was really that. I forgot to set the alarm clock because I was so nervous about talking to Lego, and then I woke up 20 minutes in, and I was like, snaps. So I no longer became nervous about talking to Lego. Had a call with them. The next step was flying to London, and I took my CEO with me. And in the elevator at Lego's headquarters, he was like, do you think they're actually going to meet with us? And I was like, wow, I really hope they do. But
or here.
Before we get there, let me actually just go back to the fact that I had to go and tell my CEO that I slept through that first call with Lego. I was so nervous about telling him because, of course, you're going to be. Lego's a huge brand for anyone to talk to, and it was like the right person. They're doing an evaluation. And he said, you're going to be more mad at yourself than I will ever be, so I'm okay with this. And he was so calm, like total zen. But it taught me something there too. And whenever I took bad news to him, whether it was losing a deal or otherwise, always that way. Don't beat yourself up like you're going to get the next one. Yep. And a total zen dude there. So that was great. Yeah, but I started in that 7-figure arena, and then I had the experience and the background to always perfect, and I know how to write proposals really well. I know how to shape the solution really well. But you have to be in that marathon situation for me to thrive, obviously.
Makes sense, and that's a really good point. Like there's a marathon, there's a sprinter. I don't know what I would be.
Yeah.
Neither one of those. I'm not good at running. So
I hate running. No.
I'm not entirely sure. That's a really good point because a lot of people, I think, they feel like they're in the sprinter category.
Yeah.
Because they're in roles, they're in companies, they're in positions where they're like, sale, right? ABC, always be closing. You are always under pressure. They have CEOs or CMOs or whoever's in charge. They're just putting down all that pressure.
Yeah.
And it's easier to take the pressure off, I think, by going into larger deals. Would that be correct, do you think? As far as like the time constraints.
So there's not like daily pressure. I sit here knowing that I currently have pressure. So it's like I'm already at my quota for the year, but I still feel so much anxiety and pressure about, will I get that next $1.5 million deal signed? Will I earn their business? So like the pressure still remains, but it's not meet this weekly or monthly quota. I have an annual quota. If I don't get something in Q1, I need to know that my Q2 and my Q3 are going to be there.
Yeah.
I always prefer to be kind of forward loading this so that there's a little bit less pressure. But I still have expectations for myself to essentially like 2x, 3x my quota this year.
Sure.
And so it's like the pressure is still there. And then you have invested so much of your time, your team's time. Typically in my deals now, I have about 50 teammates who support the deal. So you've put a lot of company resources into these deals. And they just believe that you're going to be capable of signing this.
Yeah.
But it's head in head with someone else. There's pressure. It's just a different kind of pressure.
So you have 50 people under you?
No. So it might be an engineer. It might be a head of product. It might be a client success person or two. So it's, how do I bring in the right team to present, to give information about my product over these like 50 or so phone calls that I have? Typically takes about 50 people. And sometimes it's our creative team will say, I'll ask them to mock something up, like mock up what this email or program homepage could look like. I get a lot of people involved. You have to internally network to get their buy-in because no one's raising their hand and being like, hey, Lindsey, how can I help with your next 5 deals? You have to earn that by getting to know them, figuring out what makes them shine, putting them in meetings as prepared as they need to be. So you have to know how they do, like what they do, make sure that the scenarios are right for them to succeed. And then at the end of the day, highlight all 50 of them and recognize all 50 of them, make it a team effort instead of making it your effort. So, I know I'm the leader of these deals, but I also would never give that impression in my company. I have to raise everyone else up.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, but they're definitely not under me. That would be a lot of effort.
The 7.5 people that are now watching this, here's the question that they really want to know. Could I close $1 million deal with this beard?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
I like the closest equivalent I can get to that is long hair. It makes you seem less professional.
Yeah.
So there are some like really kick-ass women I know who have kept their hair shoulder length because that's more professional.
No way, is that a thing?
Yeah, one of them. I'm not gonna say her name, but one of them.
I'll have to think about it. But
she's in quarantine with us.
Yeah, but why long hair is unprofessional?
To find it's the primal, our just instincts and just this is the thing.
This is mind blowing to me. I had never. Yeah. So you just had a paradigm shift for me, which is I always love recognizing.
Curly hair is more fun. Straight hair is to the point. Let's not spend 20 minutes a day curling our hair. So it's like, if I really wanted to look as professional as possible, which sometimes I do, but I just don't most times, cutting my hair to shoulder length and having it straight every day.
Well, instead of cutting it, you could bun it? Is that a term? Put it into
You could bun it. I would hate that. But I think you could. That might be a little bit too professional for the look I go for. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm playful and I do want to have fun. And so end of the day, you can 100% close deal with that beard, especially in these times because everyone just expects people to have a COVID beard. It's a thing now. And you see CEOs of companies with beards like this, and I'm like, this wouldn't have flown last year, but I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And your beard looks great.
Thank
so people
you.
will love it.
Thank you. as long as you guys need to know, this is pre-COVID beard. I've always looked like a homeless man, so just need you guys know that. But I also kind of do it intentionally, and my look when it comes to a stock market expert, subject matter expert, most people when they think stock market, they think old white dude in a suit, who probably smokes cigars. That's what most people kind of like see, and they're always clean shaven, and they're always like they do their thing and they talk their thought, and they all have like the little mannerisms. But I wanted that to be different when people thought stock market. I want it to be, oh wait, anyone has access to this. Anybody can do this. This doesn't have to be for the upper elite or for the echelon. This can be, I can do this, and I'm wearing jeans, black belt, and white New Balance shoes. Don't do that. But if you do that, you can still trade the stock market.
Yes.
Right.
You master that perfectly.
Well, thanks.
You make it that everyone can do it, and I get it.
And by the way, you're doing it too now, so congrats. That's transferring money in.
Stoked.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I did a 6-figure close on you.
You did.
You
really did.
Get you to transfer some money into the brokers.
I love it.
I mean, so you can start making your money even more money, but.
I mean, still close. And I'm selling the prospect of making money even more money. And if products don't do that, then why are they buying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, would you say loyalty programs, do they work?
Yeah, I do believe that they work.
Why?
Well, it comes down to recognizing your top customers. So it's like the specific incentives sometimes are irrelevant, but you have to recognize that they're there. You have to celebrate those top customers. And if you can use a loyalty program to systematically do that, then yes, they work. If it's something where it's just cumbersome, you sign up, you have to spend 10 minutes in the store signing up, and then you never receive a reward or any kind of recognition post then they're going to detract from your business. But you can set up some really fun things, like Tom's Shoes would do win free shoes for a year. That's a lot of fun to do. Zoomies would, so they surprised their millionth member by showing up at that kid's school, bringing balloons, like bringing this massive celebration, taking them out of school, taking them to a shopping spree, and then skating with Pro Skater. I don't know who the Pro Skater is because I'm me. But like, that's a fun celebration.
That's so cool, yeah.
It's notable, and they've also done things like design a new penny skateboard. It's all about once-in-a-lifetime either experiences or products, so a signed penny skateboard versus not a signed one, just a generic one. And
got it.
It's the design that you develop to use it to enhance your brand that's going to create value. So it doesn't come down to, if I put 5 cents into their pocket, they're going to give me 10 cents on any level. It's really developing something that's going to generate more value, more connection with your customers, and something that's fun and brand relevant.
Epic.
Yeah.
Next episode with the sales samurai, Lindsey the Beast Buxman. We're going to talk about what to say in order to close. How do we get there? How do we go from hello to yes, and how do we start getting those closes as quicker as possible?
Yes.
I'll see you guys there.